The Cold Snap update for Arc Raiders just dropped, turning their already beautiful maps into beautiful, snowy Blizzard versions of what they were. The update comes with some huge gameplay changes, tons of new content, and a lot to uncover. Today, I want to walk you through the highlights of the changes and go over my first impressions with this new content. Let's dive in. So one of the bigger changes is that players can now reset their entire skill tree for 2,000 coins per point. This was a massive deal because it was very easy to mess up your skill progression. The skills were not clearly described and a lot of players thought they did other things. And so once you put skills into points, you could never go back. You were just kind of stuck. This is a huge quality of life change, and it also means that players will be able to experiment more with their skills as opposed to just being locked in and going, boy, I hope I picked the right route. Many players, for example, thought that the Calming Stroll skill did something different and regretting upgrading into it. This skill has actually been updated with this patch, and it now works while you're aiming down sight at the same time that you are walking. The patch has also implemented a soft limit of 800 total cred points to prevent players from amassing huge amounts of creds and immediately unlocking all the items in their Raider decks. Regarding weapon balance, the patch makes some decent changes. The Batina's durability has been improved. The base magazine size was increased from 20 to 22, and the base reload time was reduced from 5 to 4.5 seconds. The Rattler also got a buff with its base magazine size being increased from 10 rounds to 12 rounds. As for the update to Arc enemies, the update makes several improvements to the Shredder. The amount of knockback that weapons inflict on it has been reduced. I've actually seen it sent flying by heavy weapon ammo like the Anvil, pushing it behind cover. So this change should make it much easier to keep line of sight on them, but they've also increased the movement speed and turning responsiveness now. So just running circles around Shredders won't be as easy as it was before. The health of the Shredder head was increased. Its navigational abilities were also improved to cut down on how frequently it gets stuck on terrain. It should also engage players more quickly after taking damage and has an increased number of individual parts that can take damage. Some movement tech has been patched out. You can no longer use the snap hook on ladders or zip lines to launch yourself long distances. The patch also added a slight stamina cost when entering a slide, which should cut down on the repeat slide movement tech. Audio also got a patch that now allows an increased number of simultaneous footstep sounds. Their priority has been increased, so they should be more present in the overall audio mix during combat. Spawns have been adjusted, so players reconnecting at the very start of a match won't spawn right next to other players who have just joined. This is something you might have noticed a lot on the Stellamontis map. There's also been a huge quality of life tweak to all the maps. I won't go over all of them, but a big one is that the slope on Raider hatches has been decreased so that down players can now actually crawl up to the hatch, interact with the panel, and exit. Before, you could often interact with the panel, but then you couldn't climb up over the ledge, preventing you from exiting. So this is a big one. Loot Goblins will be happy to hear that the loot value in epic keycard rooms has been increased to make it more worthwhile to visit them. Blueprint spawns have also been expanded, so you're more likely to find them across all maps. As for UI updates, a notable one is that the quick use wheel now features a static layout for items, so your equipped items shouldn't change positions as you use them anymore. And one of the final big things of note is that the patch added a cinematic graphics option to enhance the visuals for people with high-end PCs. Now, of course, there's a ton of other minor fixes in the patch notes, so it's clear a lot of things have been addressed. There's also some new quests to tackle on the standard maps with some rewards. The Cold Snap event, of course, includes the new snowy map conditions for all the maps aside from Stellamontis. In these conditions, the extreme cold will cause frostbite over time, forcing you to maintain your health with healing items or going indoors for shelter. I gotta say that your health drops pretty fast when you're outside and you start to freeze, so making frequent pit stops indoors is going to be absolutely needed. And it's interesting because you run into a lot of other players also taking shelter, which is a fun new dynamic. There's also a new event called Flickering Flames that you can earn merits toward by gaining XP. Completing the event will give you new cosmetic items and Raider tokens. Players can also donate items to help complete a global event, which I'm not entirely sure what it gives yet, but it looks cool and I'm going to do it. Now, I only played this event this morning so far, and it was only on Blue Gate so far. Blue Gate looked really cool with the snow. It feels like you can slide further or faster in the snow. I'm really looking forward to playing maps like Dam Battlegrounds, where the water should be frozen over. Apparently, you can slip and slide on that. The snow is cool. It's a fun vibe. I like the fact that you can be outdoors, but then you have to run back inside after a little bit. I've been enjoying it. Visually, it's stunning. You can find these little candleberry bushes around the maps and pick candleberries. They'll also spawn inside of different containers and stuff around the maps. There's also these little piles of snow where you can harvest snowballs from them and throw them at other players for fun and bring them back with you to Stellamontis and then sell them for a whopping 10 credits. Now, clearly, player visibility is affected by the Cold Snap event. You can't see players extremely far away, but up close you can see them a little better. Players do get covered with snow over time, so everybody's going to ultimately start looking like the environment, but again, you can only stay outside for so long before you start to freeze, so I don't know how much of an advantage that's ultimately going to be for you. Now, I'm not sure if arc visibility is affected by the Cold Snap event. If I had to guess, I would say no. I fought a Bastion and it had no problem seeing or finding me. Also, Rocketeers seem to be quite aggressive and good at spotting. So I don't know how many other nuanced aspects of the gameplay was affected by the Cold Snap, but it's just in general a fun vibe and there's unique things you can do during the event. Overall, I'm very impressed with the visual aesthetic and I'm very eager to play out this event on other maps and see how it's changed up the visuals. It's really nice. It lives up to Embark's visual quality and attention to detail. It's definitely one of the nicer looking snow events that I've seen for any video game. Like all the games like to do their snow events, this one is a step above. Now, if you've been grinding towards your expedition in Arc Raiders, I believe the expedition opens tomorrow for the ability to reset your entire character. You don't have to do it tomorrow. You have, I think, a week to commit to the expedition and sort of finish off the final assignments for it. But yeah, that's coming up. I'm impressed with the quality of life updates that Arc Raiders has made to things. The skill tree reset is a huge one. They made a couple of balance tweaks to the skills. I hope they'll go a little bit deeper, but it seems like maybe they're taking it slow and not overcorrecting or making some massive changes here. But the skill reset allows them to make tweaks to skills. That way players don't have to like lose their mind if a skill that they were enjoying gets nerfed or a new one gets buffed. They can always reset their skill tree to acquire the rebalanced skills. Let me know what you guys think of the Arc Raiders winter update in the comments. Are you still enjoying the game? Has it held your attention? It certainly held mine. I'm enjoying it. And I'm looking forward to doing my character reset soon. As always, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you next time. This is Level Cap signing off.